What if I told you that the very second hand ticking on your watch isn't just a measurement? What if it's a secret ancient conspiracy designed to keep us all perfectly on schedule, even if it means bending the very fabric of reality? For millennia, humanity has chased time, obsessed with capturing its fleeting essence. But what if our pursuit of precision led to bizarre inventions, hilariously wrong turns, and even nearly destroyed entire civilizations, all in the name of knowing what time it is right now? By the end of this journey, you'll uncover the hidden truths behind the clocks that rule our lives, the forgotten genius, and the downright comical blunders that shaped our understanding of time itself. Prepare to discover the facts you never knew about timekeeping. Long before gears and springs, our ancestors used the sun. Simple, right? Except these early sundials were notoriously, hilariously unreliable. Imagine missing a crucial battle because your shadow told you it was noon, when it was actually tea time. The Egyptians tried water clocks too, the Clepsydra. A clever idea, until someone realized the water flowed faster when the vessel was full, making their precise measurements about as accurate as a politician's promise. This quest for accuracy wasn't just about showing up on time for dinner. It was about power, control, and the very fabric of society. But how did this initial, clumsy attempt at timekeeping, riddled with inaccuracy, set the stage for a scientific revolution so profound it risked unleashing chronological chaos upon the entire planet? Welcome to the history of. Today, we're diving headfirst into the unbelievable, often absurd, and always intriguing story of timekeeping. The pursuit of time was a global obsession. From the shadow sticks of ancient Egypt to the intricate water clocks of Babylon, humanity was desperate to grasp the invisible. The Romans even had public sundials. But imagine trying to run an empire when your official time teller was wildly inaccurate on a cloudy day. Massive confusion, right? And then came the hourglass, simple, elegant, and still wildly inconsistent. Humidity, sand quality, even the shape of the glass could throw off your meticulously measured hour. It was a race against a clock that didn't know how to run consistently. But why did these seemingly primitive methods, fraught with such glaring flaws, persist for thousands of years despite their obvious shortcomings? The Middle Ages brought a new urgency to timekeeping, particularly within monasteries. Monks needed to know precisely when to pray, when to eat, when to, well, pretty much everything. So they invented candle clocks and incense clocks. Imagine your entire day dictated by a flickering flame or a slow-burning stick of incense. One draft, one wrong ingredient in the wax, and your sacred schedule was thrown into utter disarray. It was a time of desperate innovation, often bordering on the absurd. Then, in the 13th century, a breakthrough, the mechanical clock. Suddenly, gears and weights offered the promise of true precision. But these early beasts were enormous, expensive, and often inaccurate, designed more as public spectacles than practical timekeepers. They were often off by an hour a day. What drove these medieval innovators to such incredible lengths to create these complex machines, even when their accuracy was still a wild guess? The 17th century brought a revelation that would forever change timekeeping: the pendulum. Galileo Galilei observed its consistent swing, realizing its potential for precise measurement. But it was Christiaan Huygens who, in 1656, transformed theory into reality, building the first truly accurate pendulum clock. Suddenly, hours became minutes, and minutes became milliseconds. The world could finally, truly synchronize. This wasn't just about knowing if you were late for supper. It allowed for precise astronomical observations, vital for navigation and mapping the heavens. It literally helped us understand our place in the universe. But how did this incredible leap in precision, a seemingly benevolent invention, lead to a deadly, global race with fortunes and lives hanging in the balance? For centuries, sailors were lost at sea, not knowing their precise east-west position, their longitude. Without it, voyages were perilous gambles. The British Parliament, desperate, offered a king's ransom, the Longitude Prize, a colossal reward for anyone who could solve this ultimate puzzle. Enter John Harrison, a self-taught clockmaker from rural England. His competitors were astronomers, mathematicians, the intellectual elite. Harrison? He was a carpenter's son with an obsession for gears and springs. He spent decades, his entire life, building a series of increasingly accurate sea clocks or chronometers. His final masterpiece, the H4, was a marvel. It was small, robust, and held its time with astonishing accuracy, even on the pitching deck of a ship. It was the solution. But the scientific establishment, steeped in tradition, refused to believe him. They mocked him, accused him of fraud, and tried to deny him his rightful prize. How did one man, through sheer stubborn genius, challenge the entire scientific world and ultimately force time itself to bow to his will? Fast forward to the 20th century. The pendulum clock, though revolutionary, had its limits. Scientists discovered that the universe itself provided a far more stable tick, the vibrations of atoms. In 1949, the first atomic clock was built. Today, these clocks are so precise, they wouldn't lose or gain a single second in hundreds of millions of years. They are the very definition of accurate. Atomic clocks don't just tell time. They enable our modern world. GPS, the internet, even your phone's perfect synchronization, it all relies on the unimaginably precise pulse of atoms. We literally couldn't function without them. But what does it mean when the very definition of a second is no longer about the Earth's rotation, but about something so tiny, so fundamental? It makes us question if time itself is truly constant. From the clumsy shadow on a stick to the unfathomable precision of an atomic pulse, humanity's journey to master time is a testament to our relentless curiosity. We've gone from guessing the hour to measuring nanoseconds, all because we refuse to accept the chaotic flow of nature. The story of timekeeping isn't just about clocks. It's about human ingenuity, our insatiable desire for order, and the surprising, often comical, lengths we'll go to understand the very fabric of our existence. It's about how a seemingly simple concept, knowing what time it is, has shaped civilizations, sparked scientific revolutions, and continues to push the boundaries of what's possible. If you were as fascinated by this journey through time as we were, make sure to like this video and subscribe to The History of for more surprising stories from the past. And tell us in the comments, what's the most surprising fact you learned about timekeeping today?